You can't escape the matrix because you are both the player and the game. You are the code that runs the matrix and you are the player inside experiencing the game. So the matrix is not something where you live in, but it is what makes you live the life that you do. You don't escape the matrix, you can only transform it. When people talk about escaping the matrix, what they often reference is escaping their 9 to 5. And escape is such an interesting word because it feels as if you are imprisoned into this 9 to 5, and the only way you can get out of it is by escaping this, escaping prison, escaping this concept. And the matrix isn't the 9 to 5, but the matrix is what allows you to think that the 9 to 5 is your only option. So in this video, I want to share with you what the matrix actually is, how it works, and how you can not escape it, but transform it so that you can live the life that you desire. So if you're new here, my name is Kevin Fernandez, and I make videos around self-development, spirituality, and identity shifting for business owners so that they allow themselves to experience the life of their desires. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The problem with escaping the matrix. You can't solve a problem with the same thinking that created the problem. So if escape is on one side of the spectrum, creation or creating is on the other side of the spectrum. And you can think of this from a perspective of how you are moving through life from an energetic standpoint, or from an energetic point of view. When you're escaping a situation, when you're leaving a situation that you are not happy with, you are driven from a state of survival. But when you are creating or you are moving towards a situation that you desire, you are creating from a state of abundance. You know that you are able to create it. You know that you can create whatever you desire. So the two different states in which you are moving through life create two different outcomes. Leaving pushes your current problem into the future, whereas creating pulls your future desire into the present. And I'll give you an example on how you are pushing your current problem into the future. 2 years ago, when I started my online business, I was a podcast coach and I helped business owners launch their podcast so that they could market through a different channel and create a bond with their audience on long form content with very low maintenance. And when I started my business, I had no issues finding my first round of clients in my first launch. But in my second launch, I was having issues finding new clients. So the first thought that I had was, okay, I'm going to invest into a new coaching program that allows me to find or get clients for my business. And I did that. And the coaching program was very much task driven. So the coaching program was do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I did all the tasks until one specific point. And at that point, I couldn't get myself to do the task required to move to the next point. And that point was me sending DMs. I was supposed to send DMs to prospects. And even though I had done everything beforehand, I was not allowing myself to have the experience of sending DMs, connecting with people, finding out if they are potential buyers, because my matrix didn't allow me. So if we go back to the escaping a problem will create just a different problem into the future, this is what happened. My first problem was I couldn't find clients. I tried to solve that problem with the same thinking that created a problem, which was I thought it was an action-driven problem. I didn't know what actions I would need to do, even though every entrepreneur knows exactly what they need to do, but they don't allow themselves to experience that because their mind is hindering them to experience it. So in my case, my first problem, finding clients, evolved into me not being able or me not allowing myself to send DMs to other people because I had blockers inside of my mind. So you can think of this, the action of sending a DM is not very difficult, right? Like you click on the icon, you write your message, you have a purpose behind the message, you click send, you wait for an answer. But for me, the action of sending that DM was just so much bigger than life because there were so many expectations behind it, there were beliefs, there were values that were pushed from my side on who I was embodying, what that message meant for me, and that is really like what the matrix does to you. Your matrix allows you to see the world in a specific way, that allows you to experience the world in a specific way. So you are both the player and the game because you are experiencing it as the player, but you are also creating the game based on the matrix that you have inside of you. So let's get into what the matrix actually is and how does it work. And you can think of the matrix as the link between the player and the game, where the game are all experiences life offers. So you can start an online business, you can start a creator business, you can start a freelancing business, all these different business models. But you can also have a 9 to 5 as a programmer, as a developer, as a, I don't know, whatever job you think, all life offers. There are an infinite amount of experiences that you can have. And the player is the vessel through which you experience that experience. So as a player, you are just present. Whenever you are experiencing something, like whenever you are at the beach, you're not really thinking that you are at the beach, but you're just experiencing that you are at the beach. When you are in flow state, you are just doing. You are not thinking that you are doing, right? So the player acts as the vessel through which the experience, the energy of the experience passes through. And the matrix, it acts as a funnel of which the code of the matrix filters out which experience you allow yourself to have. So let me give you a full example of what the matrix does and how it works. Me sending DMs, right, is one of the experiences that I could have in my lifetime. So I want to send a DM. I have this intention of sending a DM. That runs through my matrix, and my matrix acts as a filter based on code that I have saved inside of it. The code is based on my beliefs, my values, the self-concept that I have, the concept of how I view the world, my past experiences, and the meaning that I attached to those experiences. So in my specific case, I thought, okay, I am being dishonest by sending a DM because I want to sell an offer. But at the same time, also, I believed that my offer wasn't worth it, wasn't worth the price. I didn't believe in my offer. And then the other part is I generally used to suck at sending DMs to people and not connecting with other people. I was afraid of connecting with other people. So those were 3 of my beliefs, concepts that I had that was code inside of my matrix that didn't allow me to send that DM. So you can think of this intention going through that matrix, and now my matrix attaches a meaning to sending DMs. Oh fuck, I'm gonna suck at sending DMs. Or, oh, I shouldn't do this because my offer isn't worth it. Or I'm being dishonest, right? So my matrix attaches a meaning to an intention that I have. Now, as I try to still send the DMs, I overthink and I start to feel, in this case, in a negative way. I'm going against the beliefs that I have of myself. I'm going against what I think I should be doing in order to perform this task. And because I'm out of alignment on who I am being, I am thinking and I'm feeling, and thinking and feeling creates more meaning. And as I am increasing the meaning of this intention and the outcome of this intention, which is like being dishonest, not being valuable to my clients, or like only doing it to sell, I am creating a state of being, which is then me not feeling good in selling that offer, or me not feeling good in sending a DM. So that state of being is code that is now saved into the matrix. Because when you create a state of being, once experiences create a state of being, they alter the code inside of their matrix. So imagine one day I did the whole process, even though I didn't feel good about sending DMs, I sent DMs. Even though I didn't feel like my offer was good enough, I sent the DMs. And the next day, I try to do it again. I will only feel more resistance to it because my matrix has now new code and new experience being like, nope, you don't feel good when you do that. You don't like it. This goes against your values. And my matrix is essentially telling me, you've experienced this before and your beliefs are against this action. Why would you do that to yourself? Hence, you are not allowing yourself to have it again. As an entrepreneur, you know that there are thousands of those actions that you need to do in order to get to where you want to go. And the only blocker is that matrix, like how you see the world and how you identify with the world. Because imagine a world where you don't have a matrix. What would that look like? Where you don't have a matrix that attaches meaning, thinking, and feeling. If you don't have a matrix that attaches meaning, feeling, and thinking, you are not creating a situation where this action becomes bigger than yourself. And if you are not creating a situation where this action becomes bigger than yourself, you allow yourself to have any experience that you set out to have or to do. So I would send that DM without attaching meaning, without feeling, without thinking about how I would feel if I had done it, and I would just experience it the way it is. And that is really like the essence of detaching from anything, is being at a point where you allow yourself to have anything, to experience anything, by detaching from your matrix, your values, your beliefs, the way you think, the way you act. Because by having an attachment to how things should be, you are creating limitations to how you are going to live or you should live. So how do we modify our matrix? Because in the end, if we change our matrix, we change what we allow ourselves to experience. If we allow ourselves to experience more, we allow ourselves to have more or experience more of life in a way. And as an entrepreneur, I'm pretty sure you know exactly what you want to do. I'm so sure that you know the actions that you would have to do in order to get X, Y, and Z, but you don't allow yourself to have them because your mind is blocking you. And so this exercise helps you change the relationship with your past. It allows you to change the relationship with your current matrix that is based on your past. Because if you change the relationship with your past, you will change the relationship that you have with your future. Because your current matrix has shifted from the matrix before you do this exercise. And if the way you see the world is different and the way you interact with the world is different, then you will create different circumstances in your world. So I'll give you an exercise that allows you to shift your beliefs and values and thoughts in regards to actions that you don't allow yourself to have. Because again, I mentioned this before, I think, where you know exactly what you need to do, but you don't allow yourself to do it. And this exercise is all around allowing or shifting your perspective in order to allow yourself to experience that. So the first question is, what are actions that you don't allow yourself to perform? In my case, that would be sending DMs. In your case, look at your to-do list and all the things in your to-do list that you didn't do or you don't allow yourself to do, or even the actions that you perform but you don't feel great about them. You can also work on those with this specific exercise. So list down 5 to 10 actions that you don't allow yourself to do that are hindering you from becoming the version of yourself that you actually desire to become. Now, the second question is, where does this belief stem from that doesn't allow you to perform those actions? What are beliefs that are linked to that action? So in my case, I said that I was not able to connect with people through messages. I thought that my offer was not worthy enough, and I felt like I was being dishonest by sending DMs to people just to sell my offer, right? So those are beliefs that didn't allow me to perform the action, and it created meaning towards the action being so much more than just sending a DM. Now, the next question is, can you think of past experiences that validate that belief, or those beliefs in my case? So me not being able to connect with people, try that. Yes, I have some experiences that made me feel this way, and I'm attached to that memory. My offer not being that valuable, I actually don't have experiences with that. I do have people who said no on sales calls, but it was just the wrong time or the wrong market in the world. And in regards to me being dishonest, do you think that you are being dishonest? Yeah, this is something that I believe internally, because like I'm connecting with people for the sake of selling. And yes, I mean, like the experience of sending a DM feels like that. So I've found experiences that validate those beliefs. Now, the next question is, can you find examples in your past that counter those beliefs? So it's the opposite. They don't validate, but they discredit that belief to be true. And in my case, again, I can find that because I have connected also with people through DMs. I also felt like I was being off service when I was selling my offer. And of course, people who already bought my offer the first time, they did not say that the offer was not worth it, right? Like I got a testimonial out of it. So I focus on the positive rather than negative. So just from this exercise, I shifted the negative into the positive. And you can think of this from a perspective of what the matrix code is. If your matrix code is positive, negative, and neutral, where negative creates negative experiences, positive creates positive experiences, and neutral code just doesn't affect your experience of life, what we want is we want to negate the negative experiences into neutral or positive, where if we get it to change the way we think from a negative perspective into a positive perspective, we're not escaping the matrix. We're actually creating a new matrix based on new beliefs and new values and new opinions and new worldviews of ours, which then instead of creating new, same problems into our future, we are pulling our desires into our present. So now that we have a positive association to this action that we were not able to do in the first place, or we had a negative relationship with, we've created a scenario where we understand that there is the positive, there is a negative, right? There's positive experiences, there's negative experiences, and that allows us to negate the code that is inside of our matrix. Now, the last question is, how are you able to get yourself to this energetic state where you are believing the positives rather than the negatives of the same belief? Because for me, for example, me being honest or me being dishonest when I send messages depends really on how I am approaching sending messages. So in my case, I could just send messages to people that I'm interested in instead of people that I want to sell to. Because if I send messages to people that I'm interested in, I'm solving the problem from I'm being dishonest. No, I'm being honest by sending messages to people that I'm interested in. I would love to connect with them, right? So that solves for the second problem. The second problem being I suck at connecting. But if I want to connect with people, then I'm going to be able to connect with people. And then the third one is the belief of my offer not being validated by its price, even though it has been by previous clients. And in my case, at that point in time, it was really a problem of me being in the wrong industry with the wrong thing, not wanting to do the podcast coaching at that point in time and still pursuing it. Right now, I have an offer that I'm super proud of, and it's validated by its price, it's validated by previous clients. So I have no problem in pitching that to people who would benefit from it. So if I'm able to create a scenario where I believe in those three beliefs and I get myself into this energetic state where, oh, the reason why I'm doing DMs is because X, Y, and Z, then I'm going to send the DMs. And instead of being pushed away or escaping the matrix and trying to figure out how am I going to escape the matrix? How do I need to send a DM? What is the message? It's not a problem of the how. It's a problem of who I am being. And who I am being was, I didn't believe I could do it. I didn't believe I was worthy enough. I didn't believe I should even do it. I was being dishonest. Whereas in this particular state, where I've shifted my energy from negative into positive, I am like, oh yeah, I love doing this. This offer is going to help people. So that shifts the whole perspective of me not wanting to do it or escaping the matrix to me now having transformed my matrix and being like, I'm going to do this regardless of the expectations, because I know that there are opportunities and I know that I am being of this service to myself and the people that I'm connecting with, because I know that if I get to talk to people that are interesting, we get to build a friendship, and that is going to be beneficial for both of us. If they're interested in my product, I have no problem in selling that to them, because I know that I have changed people's lives and I can change people's lives. And yeah, like there's no argument to having more friends in your life anyway. So just a win-win-win situation. And instead of thinking from a perspective of, I need to do this, and this from a survival-driven point to make money or whatever, and not being able to do it because like you're currently frustrated with your matrix, you're able to shift that into, oh, this is who I want to be. This is how I want to think. This is how I want to live my life. And I'm going to pull my desires into the present. All right, that's it for this video. If you're an online business owner interested in shifting your identity into your version 2.0 that allows you to materialize your desires inside of your business and your life, click the link down below for an application to book a call with me. And if you're interested in the questions that from this video, there's a PDF version of the questions that guides you through it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.